Thanks for joining me for this week's video. We're going to be fitting the fridge into the box and leveling it out because there's a few challenges there, which you'll see in the video, and also fitting the furnace in and wiring it up. So enjoy. The fridge is in place, but I've got this problem. It's flush right here, and you come up here, and we got a 1/2 inch. And I got that going on. I've looked at this at a few different ways and I'm not sure what the problem is. So I'm going to investigate further and we'll report back. The fridge is rocking on the floor, but I've got that figured out because this portion of the fridge is an ice box. This is where all the weight is, and the feet are about here. So that's just a weight situation. But now I've got to just figure out why it's not sitting level in that box. So I've got the square on the feet of the fridge, and it's nice and tight here. And as we go up here, you can see a gap. So the feet are not square on the bottom of the fridge towards the front of the fridge, so I don't think Norcold's going to give me a new fridge, so I'll have to adjust the box. This is my little shim making jig for my bandsaw. I'm making some jigs to raise the back end of that fridge to get it square with the outer cabinet. Not something I recommend you do single-handed, but anything for your viewing pleasure. Well, that's now installed. It is quite a bit straighter. So how I did that was I put it in place. I got these corners where I wanted them on the bottom, and then I shimmed it from the back to get it level, put another shim in here to straighten it out. Then it's got mounting screws here, here, and one up in the freezer. Put them in place, and then the shims at the back I secured in place so they won't wiggle out of place. So that should be good. On to the furnace. If you've watched some previous videos, you'll remember the holes in this floor from the air intake from the old furnace, the propane line, and where the 110-volt box was through the floor. So I put a new floor in here, and now I'm getting ready to put in the furnace. I've got to, I've marked the outline. You can't see it very well, but right there where the edge of the furnace is. So that'll give me a reference point so I can mark the holes for the chimney and the air intake. So I've got the furnace placed, it's screwed down. The vent tube is cut on the outside. You can see I got a block there so it sits level. And then, yeah, on the outside, the holes are cut. Currently it's sticking out a little farther than it should be. I have this tube here on order so it'll fit the way it should. So now I've just got to figure out how I'm going to enclose that furnace there. But we'll see how this pantry turns out and what I do there, because it does need a return air. So we'll get that figured out. The screws in this corner molding, this is the bathroom wall here, they are securing this wall to the exterior wall and also giving strength to the exterior wall, but this one here is stripped out. So what we do is you either use a chopstick or a souvlaki skewer and use that to go in the hole, and then you'll have your stripped out problem solved. Now that's only part way in. When I push the screw in, it's going to push it to the bottom, and then I'll start turning the screw, and she'll be as solid as new. I got started again on the holding tank, and I had to stop because I need parts so I know exactly where everything's going to line up for height and so forth, because I don't want the toilet too high, don't want it too low. So I'm not going to town today, so I went back to the wiring on the furnace. So I ran the wires for the thermostat below here, and then up in this corner here and out here. So I've got the thermostat away from the discharge on the furnace and also away from the wall, because if it's close to the wall, it'll be sensing the outside temperature too much. So it's right in the middle, as close to the middle of the room as possible. And now I'm just connecting up the power wires and the thermostat wires. Now the power wires, if you remember, they came down from the roof and in here. So now I've got them running through this cabinet here. So everything should be good.
Rosie, sometimes it's not wonderful having a shop dog because they want to help a little too much. Right, Rosie? Thanks, buddy.
You see the problem with my wiring? That's going to make it hard to close the cabinet door. Thanks for joining me for this week's video. We got some things done. Rosie had some fun with us, and then it's on to the new challenges. We'll see you in the next video. Thanks. Bye-bye.